one has anything to play for after this series. Let's get it on.
This is so exciting. I think the fact that Dignitas is on such a momentous run right now is going to be really exciting to see, but the same can be said for TSM. It's been a little bit of a rocky day for them at times, but they had such a strong start and they're looking to close out the way that they began.
Two teams that have had statistically very even days so far as Hockey tries to slow play his way through the corner. Stizzy there to meet him, and Stizzy's a name you're going to hear a lot. And as we talk about Dignitas, if they're going to have a chance, he makes a stop there as well with Arsenal in support. And Hockey picks his pocket. Can he get onto it quickly? Not enough as the shot sails high. The follow-up is in from Wavy.
That was perfectly in the corner there from Wavy too, virtually unsavable at that point. Incredible placement. I love it. Just over Stizzy, a player that a lot of people need to have their eyes on. I think Wavy and Stizzy are kind of my two for this matchup, that they have the potential to kind of just carry their team towards a very offensive heavy series instead of playing a little bit slower on the back end. But that is a great opening start there for TSM. 1 minute in, looking to try and tie things up. Here is Arsenal, but this one gets sent off.
So far on the day, Dignitas and TSM have both played 15 games. Stizzy trying to tie this one up as Wavy will pop it away with help from Creams. Arsenal to the backboard, can't get the dunk through. Dignitas has averaged 2.13 goals a game. They've given up 1.93. Those happen to be the same numbers for TSM, just in reverse. Again, they've been very evenly matched through these 15 games, and now they finally go head-to-head with everything on the line. That shot just trickles a little bit wide, and Stizzy now trying to get around Hockey, and all that turns into is a back pass to Wavy, and the birthday boy has to retreat. He did win the race to that midfield boost. He can try to center this, but Arsenal's got it.
It's a slow floater down right now. Arsenal wants to keep driving this ball forward. Instead, it gets left there for Stizzy. Creams tried to take a little bit of a challenge on him as well, but Wavy's up next. Bump could drive this one forward, but Arsenal's back. No connection there from Stizzy means this one falls to the hands of Hockey, but he's immediately bumped off the play. Demoed for his actions is Gyro, as Wavy and his teammates are just trying desperately to hold Dignitas back from finding any momentum in game number one.
This one to the back wall, and Gyro trying to get around Hockey. Easier said than done. He's been outstanding today. 8 goals and 11 assists coming into this final round. Creams now. Indirect pass is picked up by Stizzy instead. Loose ball at the midfield line, and it falls to Creams. Hockey was looking for Stizzy. Could not find him, and Arsenal didn't burn a lot of boost, but had to spend a lot late to keep up with that play. He'll have to dish this off to the corner with Hockey bearing down on him. And now Stizzy let that one get just a touch too far away, and Creams almost dunked it through Gyro.
And it's not going to stop there. Creams is going to take this solo play over to himself. He manages to get it to the backboard here, and it gets left. It's Wavy with a shot on target. Incredible save there, though, off the post and out, but pressure doesn't end. Hockey up next. Demo on the goal line means this one's going to find its way through, and TSM go up 2-0.
Well, you see Stizzy put the brakes on right in front of the net. He realizes he's not going to get out and cut the angle down on Hockey. He's got a lot to shoot at, so he's trying to read and react. And unfortunately for him, there's a man coming right across to delete him off the field. And just like that, it's a 2-0 lead for TSM. Creams off the crossbar, and Gyro helped aid that one away, and he can boom this away as well. He's got his former longtime teammate Arsenal downfield, but he couldn't connect. Well, it's great to see Gyro and Arsenal back together on the pitch again, this being the 5-year anniversary of the end of Season 7's regular season this weekend. Peeps were a part of that roster as Reddles, Arsenal, and Gyro. They played second fiddle, of course, to Mist and Hoxer, and Roldiz on Birds and the Bees. It's a very different time back then in league play with the rival series, and as much as I love it, I don't exactly miss it. This is a much better system for up-and-coming players. Someone like a Creams and Wavy, as they are putting the work to Dignitas right now.
No, that is completely valid. I think the system right now is letting a lot of these newcomers have much more opportunity to shine on these rosters, and that's exactly what is happening right now. It is just pure, you know, excitement seeing all these new players coming up, and I don't know, I just couldn't be happier for them. That's a great pass, but that one unfortunately hits post and goes out. You got 30 seconds left here in game number 1 with a 2, potentially a 3-goal lead if Wavy can get this back to somebody to help finish. Couldn't quite make a double off of it of his own, but 2-0 lead isn't quite too bad.
The passing for TSM as they've closed out this game has been superb. They have created a lot of good opportunities and forced Dignitas to just play hard defense. They haven't been able to break out of the zone much. They had one decent look at the net in the final minute, and that has been it. Dignitas go down. They get shut out in game 1 by Team Solo Mid. They were any event last time around, but OG didn't get much done in their first qualifier in the first half, and you saw what happened to them. They were Copenhagen bound by the end of it. So no matter how bleak things look as we go to game 2, and of course they are down a game in round 5, it can all be forgiven by catching lightning in a bottle here and making a run tomorrow.
Exactly. Never giving up hope is so important to honestly either end of the field or for anybody playing in this round 5, because I think these round 5s are, there's a little bit more to it than just playing your game. There's the mental aspect to it. Who is strong enough to keep fighting on, especially if you're ever down in a lost situation. The fact that Dignitas are down in the series but up in game 2 is a great sign of life for the squad.
Dignitas bailed out a couple of times with the lack of accuracy from NRG in the previous round, and then you see what happens here. Bar down and in. Dignitas themselves had missed a couple of opportunities. Now they convert. They've got a lead. Stizzy trying to bring that one down in front. Easily cleared by Creams. And it's Wavy circling around, but watching Hockey make the initial save, and he can boom this away himself because everybody else just let him have it.
This is not the end of this one, though. It floats down over to Creams, and he carries it. Not the best over Arsenal there. Stizzy's the one back, and he's the one to watch a little bit. We saw him in his last series here, and he had so many pop-off moments and solo plays that I've kind of just been waiting for them to come out against this TSM squad. The problem is they just haven't been able to find any space. It's Creams, though, with the dunk on the last defender to tie things up.
Well, the challenge game has been good, too, but you see Stizzy just sent way off to the side. It looked like Arsenal got a piece of him. I don't think he just naturally shoots out there. Didn't have a good angle on it, but it's 1-1. That's what ultimately matters. TSM will take the goal any way they can get it. And now Creams going to work with Wavy right by his side, and that could get a little awkward for TSM, and it has. And can Stizzy maybe make up for this here? Can he center? No. Hockey right there in his way. It's still not great for TSM, but at least Creams providing a lot of relief. This is able to clear the zone and buy his teammates time to get in position now to just kind of put the pressure back on Dig.
Speaking of Dig, they're trying to fend off that TSM pressure of their own. 3:20 on the clock here. Arsenal 2 touches and a clear out towards mid gets stopped in its tracks by Hockey, and Wavy sends it right back to him, trying to take this one over to the backboard, enough to try and double it down, but Gyro just in the nick of time, able to get the read off of it. And Stizzy working together with Arsenal, driving this one upfield. Hockey, great read, places this one out in the corner off the challenge there, but a little bit awkward there from Creams, which isn't too worrisome, but it does a lot to Dignitas a little bit more time to keep the pressure going.
Oh, Arsenal to Gyro, swatted away by Wavy there, and Stizzy starting to creep up as well, trying to get involved in the offense here. He's been the leading scorer, and that's exactly what Dignitas signed him to be. Come in and make an impact. But he's yet to get on the board here in this series. Only the 1 goal for Dignitas. It was Arsenal very early on in this game. That lead short-lived as Hockey now has that to the corner. Stizzy full tank of boost. Can he get back out onto this one quickly? He sure can. Hits Arsenal and then gets chased away from the play by Creams. If Creams isn't there, Arsenal's setup is perfect, but that worked out perfectly for TSM. Stizzy back on it. Into the corner now. Couldn't drop it down in front. This will find the center, but it's Hockey and Creams in the pass too strong.
Oh, nothing quite finding each other on it. You can see the idea working, but so can Dignitas. And this one getting sent all the way back. Gyro's trying to follow it, but he's awkward. No touches on this ball here. Instead, it's Wavy working with whatever he's got left in the tank to send this one towards that net, but it's wide. And this one into the corner here, over one. Stizzy able to get over Creams just enough to allow Arsenal the time to drive this one upfield. It goes backboard, but great read there from Creams. Team works together to send this one over to the backboard. It could waterfall down if somebody wants the opportunity, but Gyro's got a big clear.
Luminosity, Shopify Rebellion, and TSM, Game 1 winners. Game 2 now. Coming down to the final minute. Wavy playing that one indirect. Trying to follow it himself, and Gyro's all over it instead. I don't think you can expect one team to run away and hide from the other. Again, they're not lighting up the scoreboard offensively, either team. They're also not getting lit up on the other side. Gyro, serve it up for Stizzy. Man of the hour, does he have something up his sleeve? No, hockey's in the way. They just aren't going to let Stizzy cook it all in this series. Every time he's anywhere near the ball, somebody is diving in to make sure he can't create anything.
37 seconds, and it is still a tied game between these two teams. And it's slowing down just a little bit more in the sense of nobody wants to play the crazy risk game right now. Double commit off of TSM to fend off Gyro's shot there. That is not what you want to see if you're a TSM fan. Arsenal's going to take a shot. Wavy to bail him out and send this one off mid, but it's not the end. Stizzy over one, very low boost, and this one gets cleared out midfield, but Gyro up into the air. His touch from Wavy actually could have worked in their favor, but it's 6 seconds left to go. The pass to Stizzy. Can he double it in? No, it's bent off. Can they do this in the air? No, but it's still up in play. This isn't quite the end here. 2 touches, kept that one up in play. Arsenal's still going. Is this ball gonna get killed off this one? No, Stizzy wants to end it potentially on 0 seconds, and there's the chance, but it could be going the other way. It's TSM looking to end this one here. Over one, touch off the back of Gyro's car means this will hit the ground, and we've got game 2 OT.
Gyro did a great job of setting up Dignitas' last chance opportunity, but still turned away just barely by TSM, and now they're trying to break Dignitas' hearts. But it's Gyro and Stizzy both going forward. Arsenal stayed back, but he was still very close to the play. That could have blown up in their face. It turns into a shot from Arsenal instead, and Hockey's got the save and clear, and maybe he may even have the center, but instead Stizzy in the way. Gyro trying to boom this out. Who's going to blink now in overtime? You know it's going to come down to a critical mistake, and at that point, all you can do is shake it off and come back for game 3, whether it's 1-1 or maybe triple match point for TSM. Wavy, after the double commit from Gyro and Stizzy, nothing brewing for TSM. They're playing very conservatively, not trying to dive in and take many chances. Stizzy, Arsenal are both there. It falls harmlessly to the ground in front as Dignitas do not connect.
And here comes the counter. Big clear there from Wavy over to the backboard. Stizzy down into the corner though, no boost there. And it's the counter. It's coming through towards backboard. Wavy with the fend off. And everybody just taking their time, trying to breathe. But Dignitas is on the necks of TSM. They're trying to push this ball forward. It's not quite happening for them, but the pressure doesn't let up. Stizzy pushing through. Pass 1, pass 2, and Creams off to the corner.
Dignitas are just 150 away from breaking this wide open and getting an overtime winner. Everybody from TSM all bundled up in the corner. And then on the other side, Hockey's 50 goes low, and Gyro there to sweep it out of harm's way. That would have been utterly heartbreaking if Dignitas lost that way after having a couple really good opportunities. One at the end of regulation and just a moment ago in overtime. Hard out of the corner this time. Hockey can stay with the play. Wavy stayed forward and wins the game. Happy birthday!
Match point for TSM, but I've seen them in this situation before. The round 1 of Swiss. They did this.
I had Dignitas down for 2 goals. No, he has just the 1 goal. My eyes are playing tricks on me. Either way, it is 2-0 and 2-1, and that means 2-0 in the series for TSM. And a chance to close out Dignitas here, but the kickoff falls to Gyro. He's going to try to create. Stizzy's there on the doorstep as well, but Gyro bulldozes his way through 5 seconds into game 3.
This play is all gyro. The bump play and through. You can call it cringe if you want, but it works. 5 seconds off the kickoff, and Dignitas are back in the game.
I mean, we saw the same thing happen, I think, to one of the Snowmen attackers, as Arsenal will find a path through, going bottom left, and 2 quick goals as Hockey missed it on the corner.
Oh, that's just unfortunate for Hockey. Just a little bit awkward. Probably didn't expect it to come to him as quickly as it did, and didn't quite know where to anticipate if it was coming onto his left or his right side there. But full advantage being taken of is the end of Dignitas and Arsenal, that sharpshooter from game number 2. But same can be said for Creams off the kickoff. Not 1, but 2, but 3 goals have come onto the scoreline.
Listen, just because we talk about teams not lighting up the score, but just because you stop playing defense doesn't make the other team a good offense. Settle down here. 3 goals in the first 16 seconds. Something's got to give here. Eventually, it's got to slow down. These are teams that do not score at this pace very often. It has fallen apart at the very beginning of game 3. But through it all, TSM only down 1. So that collapse in the first few seconds hasn't proven to be too costly as they get 1 back. Stizzy now going over top of Hockey, and well, that went off of Hockey right to Wavy. And well, that double commit with Wavy and Creams shouldn't yield anything, and it almost did with Wavy rushing downfield.
You're just a minute into this, and I'm kind of waiting to see TSM kind of wake up. I see Creams all the way downfield, looking for the bump. It's the pass over to Wavy. Creams back to the backboard. Arsenal misses. So does Wavy, though. And every bit of hope of that play ending with a goal goes wayside.
Downfield here, it's Creams just booming only as far as Stizzy, and he's got Arsenal waiting for a pass. It dropped down to him, but then Stizzy fell in Arsenal's way, and that's a catastrophic collapse. And it almost got a lot worse, but instead, TSM unable to capitalize. Hockey just catching that right in front of the backboard. He's got no boost in the tank whatsoever. That has kind of been a theme for TSM in this first minute and a half or so when they've been on defense. Dignitas has been able to kind of starve them out a bit. Arsenal right at Creams, and this falls all the way back to Stizzy, and everybody can kind of reset.
You're just pretty much taking your time here to try and get back together. Granted, you are up by 1 now. Make that 2. Like you said, bang, bang from Gyro. He's kind of been all over it, and I love that from them. I think Gyro is definitely coming into this weekend with something to prove, and he's doing just that.
I love that, too, from Stizzy, setting that whole play up. The first shot, okay, if it gets through, great. But TSM's not in a position where they're going to be able to control that rebound very well at all. So you got Gyro following in behind, and he's got a wide open lane to shoot through. TSM, if they're going to be that passive on defense, and they have been a few times, Dignitas should be able to set up plays. They should be able to score. They should be able to get wins and get back in this series. What should happen and what ultimately does happen have been 2 very different things, as the Swiss standings today have proven.
Yeah, it has been a little bit of a toss-up at times for some of these teams, but hey, it's how you finish, right? It's being able to close out there that's most important. Just over 2 minutes to go, you're down 2 goals still if you're TSM, but they've been in this position before and come out successfully. It's just a matter of being able to do it again as Arsenal throws himself at this ball. Wavy's got a small clear off, has a teammate help him try and go past mid there, but Hockey's the third one to really make sure this one heads towards net, and Wavy attempting the finish actually ends up hitting the post, and it's a quick counter from Dignitas.
Arsenal and Stizzy are both great playmakers. They can be outstanding strikers. They've got all the talent in the world. The problem that Dignitas has right now, even though they're leading, there's only 1 ball on the field, and they can't both have it at the same time. Gyro now with Stizzy waiting, and Stizzy starting to creep forward. Arsenal for the rebound to extend the lead, and he does.
Listen, Arsenal, I see you. The motivation in this last round of Swiss is high. He has been overshooting more than I think we've seen in most cases. and that's a good thing. Just continuing to extend the lead, especially, right, you're on match point. This is your last chance. It's 1 foot in the grave type of territory here. So extending this lead, giving yourself insurance to guarantee a game 4 is so important to this team.
Dignitas has 5 goals in this series. Stizzy has set up officially 4 of them. A couple of rebound opportunities that he's created, and he scores one of his own as well. And that puts a nice little bow on game 3 for Dignitas.
There you have it. I mean, I said it, right? I was like, you want to have a little bit of insurance in this game 3, just genuinely try and secure it for themselves. But give yourself also the momentum headed into game 4. Mentally give yourself the momentum to keep going and fight and stop this TSM team in their tracks, especially when they're already trying to bring out this passing plays to get around you and it's not quite working for now. But you got less than a minute to go. This isn't the end. You got to fight till the last second here. Hockey up next. Slow shot towards net. Redirect on target from Wavy. Not even that goes in.
Yeah, that's been that kind of game for TSM. They had that early goal that kind of got them back into it. And then, well, if you don't score there, when are you going to score again? As Dignitas firmly has this one in the bag, and Stizzy may add to the highlight reel. Oh, he just missed it high. Arsenal and Gyro. Now the only question is who's going to score the next Dignitas goal, because they are just all over the TSM net. This goes out parallel, and another one sent in right at Wavy with only 13 seconds left. TSM just trying for all they're worth not to lose 6-1. It's an admirable effort, but after a little bit of, well, let's say some confident celebration out of TSM after game 2, they find themselves looking at a Dignitas squad that has finally shown up to play.
Yep, this Dignitas squad is one to be feared, and this is the one that they wanted to put out onto the field. And as this ball hits the ground, Dignitas will take away the 3-0 sweep from TSM, forcing
game number 4. Dignitas trying to start down the path of a reverse sweep after we've had some relatively quick series throughout the day here on the main stream. We might just feature a classic between TSM and Dignitas when all is said and done. Gyro running forward. Arsenal, Stizzy, they're all there. All hands on deck, and Stizzy scores!
the double comes through. We've seen this so many times from him, but it was the setup from Arsenal just driving this ball forward, allowing Stizzy to just run upfield, push this ball in, and there you have it. Dignitas said 10 seconds in, we're gonna show you that momentum doesn't stop from game 3. We're going right back where we started.
Cloud9 has gone final. They take down Luminosity in round 5. So the round 5 merchants in LG are done after they started off so strong, 2-0 in the Swiss. They go 0-3 from there, and C9. On a day where we featured Dignitas, we featured NRG, we didn't feature Cloud9, but we got no choice but to see them tomorrow during the top 8. Just feels like it is the past, like we've walked through a time warp, except the faces are very, very different.
Yeah, this is, it's on paper looks like it's 2018 or 2019 again, but honestly, I'm not upset at it by any means. It's just a new generation of history with all of our favorite orgs here. And there you have it. TSM's Wavy trying to clear this one up. Hockey gonna take a shot of his own on target, but Stizzy with the send-off. 2 touches and a redirect allows the counter from Dignitas to begin.
And you know who else is into the top 8 as well? A 3-0 sweep over the Snowmen. Shopify Rebellion gets there. So Justin back into another top 8. The injury that's been kind of talked about a little bit away from the camera. It hasn't hindered him enough to keep him out of another top 8. So there's still some life for Rebellion when we kick things off tomorrow. And that, of course, means there's just one match remaining. It's this one here in Game 4 with Dignitas trying to reverse sweep TSM. And it was all TSM for the first game and a half of this series. And then Dignitas battled back. A quality couple of looks late as well in game 2. That ultimately didn't go their way, and then they opened the floodgates with a 5-1 beating of TSM in game 3. TSM still yet to recover as Wavy's got that in the corner. Cream started to go, but he didn't burn any boost, so it's not a costly kind of half double commit. But Arsenal wins that challenge deep into the zone, and Gyro, boy, a lot of times we'd be waiting for Stizzy to come up, but he was way back behind the play.
And that's not even the end of it there. Hockey upfield going for the demos on to Dig, just trying to give his team some time to find each other, some space, but Dignitas consistently in the faces of TSM, and this one's gonna pinch off on target and almost in, and it will go in. Arsenal from one end of the field to the other. The unintentional pinch goes through.
Just the way you draw it up. 7-1 the scoreline over the past couple of games here. I mean, Dignitas had those 2 goals in the first 15-16 seconds of game 3. TSM answered back immediately, and then since then, it has been all Dignitas. They have not taken their foot off the gas, and even that one going through. So now Gyro, with Arsenal starting to creep up to his left, and he got chased away from the play by Hockey, and then started to turn back on that ball. Stizzy called him off, and that time they don't actually double commit. But even just a split-second hesitation could be costly. Cream's got blocked by Stizzy, finally able to get into the play. And Gyro's shot is through as Hockey was too slow recovering.
Listen, 1 for every player on Dignitas, and no answers to be found from TSM. 3-0. Gyro finally onto the board, at least as far as this game 4 is concerned, and Dignitas looking to take TSM to Champions Field.
Cream's won the race to the boost. Congratulations. Now the parts of his car are scattered all around it as he gets demolished. And he can respawn and try to spring Hockey downfield. And it almost worked out if not for Gyro recovering.
It's not even the end of it here. Dignitas is still going on the pressure end of things. Hockey's getting frustrated and just bumping everybody out of the way off of that play there. Double demo in response to those bumps comes out from Dignitas. And Stizzy gonna try and drive this one upfield. Can he do so though? Bump onto Creams, but no follow-up quick enough to take this away from TSM until Gyro shows up onto the field, and he did so for a short moment there, but it's only a minute left, and you've got 3 goals to answer to, and you're in your own half. That is not where TSM want to be.
The extra pass, it might even be available to Dignitas, but they don't need to commit bodies forward. They've got a 3-goal lead. They do have Gyro downfield after running forward, picking up a demo. Hockey can just bring this gently to ground, and Wavy, more of a desperation flip towards it. He can't get to the ball either. Stizzy and Hockey crisscross through the air, and now it is just Dignitas doing a victory lap in game 4. I mean, they have had TSM completely shut down and dancing all over the place. TSM might break up the shutout, but it will mean very, very little. It has been Dignitas all throughout game 3, all throughout game 4, and while the numbers won't show that it was much of a blowout, this game is not as close as any of the numbers make it appear. That goal with 10 seconds left means they'll need a couple real quick kickoff goals, but very, very unlikely. If nothing else, you at least see one go through and you're like, okay, that's what it's like to score a goal again.
No, honestly, it's more honestly about remembering that feeling, like you said, and carrying that one all the way into game 5, especially off the kickoff. This one doesn't go in their favor. It's a drop down over to Stizzy. That one's in and through. Dignitas said just end it here. We will keep it going if we have to, but you guys might want to let this one die and go to game 5.
You know, we've seen some kind of clever kickoff strategies employed here, and nobody's been fooled by them. The ball ends up going deep all the way through the corner. There's nobody there to corral it. It's not going like straight back towards the defender left in front of the net as the teams are intending. And it's very different looking at North American kickoffs. That was the scoreline in game 4 alone as Dignitas has dominated the last 10 minutes of gameplay. Here we go on Champions Field.
Last chance to punch your ticket through to Saturday. There's another opportunity for TSM to come back, but right now it has been Dignitas' series Creams slowing things down, taking his time, flicked over one. Stizzy with the save out into the corner, but pressure doesn't stop here. It's a misconnect from Hockey that allows Gyro to drive upfield, and it's lurking in net is Creams trying to send this one all the way back to that orange side.
That's happened a few times to Hockey in this series along the wall, and now he's going to stay back and let Creams take over. What you don't want to see if you're TSM is that to cause Hockey to kind of second guess and be late to challenges like he was there. Arsenal lines up a perfect double as he beat Hockey by a mile.
Oh my gosh, he had one, almost all the space in the world, but two, just he had the angle and the placement. No matter how quickly you were trying to get back in time, it was not going to happen.
Up the wall it goes, it is Hockey, he meets Stizzy. Opportunity for Creams, got around one. Arsenal there on the backboard, it looked like Creams was just trying to kind of dive bomb down on top of him. Double commit in the net for Dignitas, but they recover as Arsenal gets it out towards Stizzy and Gyro. And Dignitas are out of harm's way. They almost got a goal out of it.
And this isn't the end, though. It's very early stages of game number 5. Got to stay on your toes the entire time. Huge shot towards the backboard there. Great read there from Gyro, though. And even on no boost, Arsenal still manages to try and push this one out of his own half. It's not the end. Low boost for all of TSM means 2 will retreat back. And Creams just trying to make sure this ball doesn't head towards that net by any means possible. The last time Dignitas had a lead, they just continued and continued to extend it, and TSM couldn't do anything to stop the bleeding.
Hockey was looking for a boost steal. The defense beat him to it as Creams has to get around Arsenal, and he got a piece of that as it was coming back for another rebound. Wavy the save as well. Hockey's still looking for boosts. He hadn't had any boost since last game, it feels like. They have starved him out. And it is just compounding right now. A lot of it out of his control. But now Creams waiting, almost empty at midfield. The demo from Arsenal. Hockey's got some boost to work with now. Got around Gyro, kept it available, but Creams is all the way back, and wisely so with Arsenal breaking out.
This isn't the end of it. Stizzy gonna send this one up. It just a bit wide. I think if Dignitas could put a couple more of those on target, they could actually be way threatening than how they probably feel to TSM right now. Granted, TSM being down by 1 is probably stressful in its own right already, because you only got a half of the regulation left to go here. And Gyro gonna slow things down. Sends this one towards the net there from Creams. But it's not the end of the play. It's an attempted challenge, but it bounces off into the corner. And TSM try to clear out past mid, but continuously get stopped for their efforts.
Well, Creams and Wavy kind of connected there, and not with a pass. Arsenal disrupts him. So now Hockey, unable to center. Didn't really have anybody to pass to. They were all kind of following up the same play. The pinch doesn't quite work out. And so Gyro will pop it away. Creams and Hockey both jump. Hockey didn't have much in the tank. He's still running forward, trying to get in Stizzy's way. Just trying to make his presence felt in this game, trying to get some forward momentum. And it's working to an extent. TSM are getting close, but close is not going to be good enough. They still trail in game 5, and the offense has been completely shut down since they won narrowly in game 2. This one goes central. Creams has it away. And Stizzy looking for one more crucial 50 to set up Arsenal. And Arsenal's shot goes high and wide.
Minute and 25 to go. Dignitas still clinging on to the 1-goal lead. Potentially could get taken away from them, but this ball's going to roll back. It's a race for it, and Creams gets there first. But Arsenal isn't going to let that play die. Hockey will, though. And from the air, a bump onto Gyro means TSM can break into their half, but it's short-lived. Creams stops this ball into the mid. Arsenal no touch on it, which means you got an opportunity. It's the fake-off one, but no shot to follow up after, other than the one from Hockey, and even that one gets sent off. And immediately, Dignitas transition back into TSM half.
Well, Hockey thought about going up for that ball, and then he saw Arsenal coming to sweep him away, and Arsenal was ready to take him out of the air, so he had to kind of side flip out. Now Hockey with Creams in behind him. Stizzy and Gyro crisscross. It is Stizzy trying to put this game away. Not going to happen. 30 seconds remain now for TSM. Gyro lets Hockey go by. He tried to take out Arsenal on the way through. So now Creams with 20 seconds left. Got the bump on Arsenal, but nobody's committing on these bump plays out of TSM. So you can get the bump, but if nobody follows it up, it doesn't matter. Stizzy, solo effort, almost put the game away himself. Almost has been the theme of this game. Will we have a tie game here in the final seconds? Hockey let it come to ground. Wavy with little in the tank, just got enough, but it's boomed away, and it's all Hockey can do to keep it in the air. And now he's got to chase this ball down, which he does, but Arsenal kills, and Dignitas reverse sweeps TSM.
Congratulations. Welcome to Saturday. And an unfortunate